Okay, we're live. Billionaire Podcast Network. Okay, here we go. It's the Crowder Boys this week. What is today? Wednesday, November
13th.
3rd. I can't believe it's already the middle of November. We're moving.
Dude, I know.
Pumpkin spice season is already ending, and we're going into peppermint mocha season.
Yeah, I completely I feel like the summer got away from me, and I was like, I'll take a lot of advantage of autumn, and now autumn has gone away from me.
Yep. Yeah, autumn. The seasons change and the weather gets cold, as Post Malone said.
I hate mint season.
Mint season?
Mint season?
Yeah, I hate it when there's mint in things. That's a big Christmas time thing.
Oh.
Why do you hate mint? I like mint. What's wrong with
mint?
I
hate mint. I mean, there's certain things that I hate, and they all kind of look alike. Mint, cilantro, and lettuce.
Uh-huh.
I think it's a genetic thing because all three of those have the strongest tastes in nature to me.
Oh, really? Interesting.
And no one thinks lettuce. I can smell lettuce from across a room.
You can smell. I've never smelled or tasted lettuce. I mean, I can taste lettuce, I guess.
You can smell lettuce, especially if you heat up a Whopper in the microwave.
Yeah, that smell. That shredded lettuce smell.
A reheated Whopper, God. You can smell the lettuce on that.
Yeah.
No, yeah, what are you supposed to do with fast food with lettuce in it? Because if you heating it up is disgusting.
Dude, you just throw it all in there and heat it up and just tell yourself, I guess it's better all hot than all cold.
Well, you remember when briefly McDonald's tried to fix that problem and America rejected it. Do you know what I'm talking about? You might not be old enough for this. It was called the McDLT.
Oh, okay. I've heard of this.
Like a BLT, but with a Big Mac in it. And so what you would get is this gigantic styrofoam container, and on one that was two enclosed things connected, and on one side was just the hot hamburger bun and patty, and then on the other side was the lettuce and tomato and pickle.
Interesting.
Cool. And then you would use your dirty fingers to put the lettuce and tomato onto the burger, and then eat it together while the lettuce was still crisp.
So it was a Build-A-Burger.
Yes.
The Build-A-Burger group.
It was the Build-A-Burger group.
Yes. It was
have we introduced? Let's introduce our guest.
Green salad.
Oh, yeah. We got to introduce the show. Well, I'm the Golden Chocobo. Dolphin Pruitt. And we got my co-host. We co-host the show equally together. We're equal in equal measure.
Separate but equal.
Separate but equal, we say. My co-host Robbie the Ice Goodwin.
You're as cold as ice.
Done.
And our guest this week is the king of Little St. James Island, Dave Sirus.
Is that what the Epstein Island's actually called? Is that what it is?
Yes.
We had when we were working on Bupkis for the second season, one of the things that we considered, one of the plot points that we really wanted to do was the idea that Pete tries to buy Epstein's Island because it's such a deal now.
That's funny. That's really like that.
And it's the whole thing about look, the island did nothing wrong. No, the only people who did anything wrong are gone now. What, we have to burn down a building because bad things happened in it? How many buildings someone got molested? I mean,
that's a really funny angle.
I like that a funny angle, and that probably could happen in real life.
Yeah, it's like when someone dies in a house, right?
As you would see those things about someone was like, this house had a murder in it. You have to disclose that. I remember thinking, oh, that's a great way to get a deal on a house.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, why has no one? Because everybody on Twitter lately has been up in arms about the cost of housing. And no one has introduced the solution of murder houses.
Yeah, it's actually a great idea. If you're a young family, you want a house, you should go online and start looking up Instagram pages of families that are showing themselves having fun and on vacation. So then you could sneak into the house and murder them. And then a few months later, the house will be really cheap.
You introduced another step into it, which
what did you think I was going to say?
Killing the family yourself.
Seems unnecessary.
This is another way of
I was imagining just one of these tech ghouls who comes up with a new idea that's something that already existed anyway. So it's like Zillow, but it's just for houses where people got killed in.
Oh, that's a much better idea.
Yeah, yeah. So it doesn't require.
I would do that.
It's called Widow.
That's so much better than killing them yourself.
Yeah. Instead of having to kill them yourself, it just aggregates. It's an aggregate website of all the houses in the country where there's been murders, and so the price has been reduced due to the murders, and that's like all the houses that millennials and Gen Z will be able to afford.
Yeah, that's why it's such a shame. Like whenever there's a terrible murder, they always tear down the house,
Yeah.
and it's like the house did nothing.
If I bought one of these murder houses, by the way, Murder House was my favorite movie this Halloween. It was a really solid thriller. But if I would demand the real estate agent, I'd say, look, I do want to buy a murder house, but I want to make sure there were only murders in this building.
There it is.
I tried watching that show recently, and I was like, "This is too macabre to be for me to find this funny."
Every season of that
you
show,
thought it was corny on the macabre.
I thought I thought it was corny on the macabre.
every season of that show, I think it's the last season, and then someone dies in the last episode. I'm like, you're still doing this?
Yeah, I'm shocked. I think old people really. I love Martin Short and I love Steve Martin, but
I do think Martin Short is one of the funniest people alive.
He's so underrated. Never found the right project, but he's just so funny as like a
He's
guy.
one of the funniest people alive with the most tragic filmography.
Yeah,
Like you go through everything because everybody talks about Martin Short like he's a genius, he's the funniest guy ever, and I do think he's really funny. But then if you go on his Wikipedia, you're just like dog shit, dog shit, dog shit.
Yeah, no, he was saddled with a lot of shit. By the way, can I just tell you a joke? We Triumph did Match Game, which is being hosted inexplicably by Martin Short now. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Match Game from like the 70s. Martin Short is the host, and one of the jokes I had was Triumph saying, Martin Short, I have to say this, you are the funniest man alive, assuming this airs soon. You see. Good.
That's great.
Yeah, for those who don't know in the audience, Dave has written with Robert Smigel, who's one of my personal heroes, and with Pete Davidson. Or
one
Dave
of my
Peterson.
personal heroes.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Pete seems like a cool guy from everything I've heard.
He is. No, he's a very nice. He's a good guy.
I did sincerely really enjoy that show, Bupkis. I've told you that personally, but I did sincerely like it.
I like the Alexa commercial that he's in now.
I worked on that too. Yeah. That was a beautiful house they shot that in.
Cool, yeah, because I just saw that just came on my TV today, and I said, "Good, this will give me something to talk to Dave about."
Yep,
Alexa commercial.
No, I mean, well, the industry collapsed, so at least I have commercials to help with.
You know what? That's the only way comedians get work anymore is commercials. It feels like. So do your thing.
In Saudi Arabia.
And Saudi, I think I did, or I think Steph Curry just did an Alexa commercial too, or a Google Pixel, or whatever.
They're throwing money around. That's no question. Yeah,
they're doing. Yeah, they're trying to like really. I think they're really trying to go after OpenAI for the AI thing too. I've noticed.
We have a super chat, $4.99 from Drew Huntley. Can Dave shout out Sumo Dog? It's Sweeze's dog. Dave, can you say shout out Sumo Dog?
So just that part, not
the
rest, because
it's a running bit.
Yeah,
okay.
It's just a dog.
Hey, Sumo Dog, how we doing?
That's all we needed.
That's all.
I love New Orleans, and if that is indeed where he's from.
Sweeze's dog, and Sweeze's was fortunate enough to be gifted Skankfest tickets, so now he's driving to New Orleans to go.
Yeah, this is like Sweeze is obsessed with podcasts, and this is like he's like a Muslim going to Mecca like once a year, basically. And it's Skankfest. Skankfest is like Burning Man for like juggalos who didn't huff gas, I guess. Or I guess it's just the guy
it's pretty much exactly the same as the Gathering of the Juggalos.
I will say I was looking into the Gathering, and it seems a lot darker than Skankfest. Like it seems like there's just.
I thought it was the opposite because I've done a lot of research on the Gathering because I wrote a script involving it once. So I did like a ton of research on it, and it's like it does remind me of like because when I grew up, I was in like the punk scene, like the goth kids and everything, and it's the same thing about the Juggalos that I noticed like growing up, like the people you think from the outside are going to be lunatics are
Right.
like the sweetest, nicest, most open people because they're outcasts and like they're used to being bullied and like they're just like, no, we just want to dress this way. But, like goth kids are like growing up the nicest people you would meet.
Loved it. Yeah. I hung out with the goths and the burnouts a lot in like middle school when everyone was being like a total shithead. And they were,
Robbie, you were like, I'm definitely not one of these. I'm just hanging out with them.
You know what? I was less cool than the burnouts. I was like too fat to be a burnout or a goth.
I was the same way. I aspired to be a burnout. I was just a fat, nerdy kid who played Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
All the time.
I will say this, you say that. That's actually the greatest thing about Juggalos is that it's really hard being a fat goth. But a Juggalo, you can write it.
It really is hard being
Ethan
and in that way, butterfly
effect. In that way, Skankfest and the Gathering unite in that one credo.
Finally, a place for fat goths.
It did seem to me, though, in my limited experience, or look into the Gathering and my extensive experience at Skankfest, that it does seem like the fans there do want to see the comedy first, or at the very least like meet the comedians first, whereas the Gathering, it seems to me, is literally just a place to like do drugs, they're
there to see all the Insane Clown Posse and various acts signed to Psychopathic records.
There are good acts.
They get Zach Amico.
They get decent bands too. I mean, they get like Ari the Rugged Man plays it. Like
he was there.
Got a Mortal Technique this year. I was like, okay,
years ago, I didn't go to the Gathering, but I went to when I was still living in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I went to Gas Monkey in Dallas was the venue, and the Insane Clown Posse was doing their 20th anniversary for the Great Malenko album. They were playing it. I don't know where Robbie went.
Oh God!
They were playing that album in full, and Ari the Rugged Man was one of the opening acts. And I had an experience similar to what you're talking about, where everybody that was there, all those scary looking juggalos, were actually very nice and very welcoming people. And some of the juggalettes were much more attractive than I thought was going to be there.
The Gathering of the Juggalos is a place where almost everyone is open, they're inclusive, they're family-like. But they're also going to be people using homemade slingshots to launch full cans of beer unopened just into the crowd.
Yeah.
Like there's a recklessness there.
There's a lot of projectiles.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially just from the Insane Clown Posse themselves, Violent J and Shaggy.
By the way, I was taken out by the government because I was going to say, Insane Clown Posse, what is this, the White House?
The N-word.
The crazy thing about the Gathering is how like there's this kind of like unwritten rule about like a lot of juggalos don't actually listen to Insane Clown Posse. Really?
I know, dude. I've heard so many juggalos be like, "Yo, I'm into like Twisted and that kind of shit." I don't really listen to ICP themselves though.
They're bad musicians, but they've created a great subculture.
Wait, so they aren't so do ICP just not have any fans or just known for like
they do, but there is like a thing with juggalos where I've talked to a few where they go, I don't really listen to that much Insane Clown Posse. I listen to more of like the other musicians on that record label.
It's 100% true. Because
wow.
like I would
just
bet
like Louis J. Gomez.
ICP is one of those bands that like the fans will go to the show and they'll bop and they'll like be into it. But I'm like, I don't believe you guys are like listening to this in your car alone.
Yeah, dude.
It's like how Fish or like jam bands. Like there are fans that do listen, but like a lot of these people are only enjoying this live. You know,
yeah, Robbie's a deadhead.
Yeah, exactly. Grateful Dead's another band. There's definitely fans
it's all about the live experience, like for sure. But I do like the Dead records. But
we have $5 from Robbie's third cousin. Dave, when was the last time you felt like you lost your mojo?
Being fired from SNL.
There you go.
That was quick. I like that. It's funny, you know, when you really have lost your mojo, you do have like a moment or two just loaded up that you think that you replay in your head a lot. What was that like getting fired from or getting? I've asked you about getting hired, but that's actually
$5.
Thank you.
Did they call you, or did you like hear from the news, or was it like being traded?
I got a call from one of our head writers. Actually, both head writers. Both of the like head writers who sort of were on that there's like multiple different head writers. It's weird, but like the ones who were like that acted like head writers,
Mhm.
both of them actually called me. I was already 100% certain I
Really?
was not going to come back, and I'd already started working for Triumph. I was already working on the Hulu show, so
That's
like
great.
I don't even know if I would have come back because I
Right.
just liked that, even if they had, because I liked that much better. And I would, the Hulu show we did with Triumph, the Hulu Election Watch show, that
Yeah.
was going really nice. Like I was loving that, and I was much more integral. And obviously, 10 years later, like almost 10 years later, like I'm still working in everything like Triumph does. So
That's great. Yeah.
that did work out.
When
Of
you work
course,
for SNL, is it hourly or is it salary?
oddly enough, with SNL, you're paid weekly, whether or not there's a show on the air. So it's actually a funny thing. You're from
wow.
from the week of the first episode until the week of the last episode, you are being paid weekly, whether you're on or off.
That's
I
gotta
don't
be like
know
the
why that
only.
Yeah.
That's gotta be like the only full-time job in TV anymore. That's crazy. I guess
Yeah,
late night.
because there's
What about
21 episodes a
benefits?
year.
Does NBC do 401k matching?
Honestly, I don't know.
Did they
Okay.
pay you in 1099s or W2s?
Is it 1099 W2? Do you get
I feel like it must have been a W-2.
you
but I
get
don't
health
really know.
insurance?
Oh, you get health insurance because you're in the WGA.
Right.
Okay.
That's
So
right.
it's all union. It's nothing coming from
Yeah.
NBC. It's
Right,
just
but
old
that's how it
school
works.
American
the-
unions. Okay.
Yeah, the unions take area. That's why unions are important.
Socialism.
How much
Okay.
does Lauren sound like Dr. Evil in real life?
More and more every day. It's funny because you know the story of Dr. Evil, right? Like,
Yeah, of course.
I don't know for a fact, but the rumor everyone's heard is that Dr. Evil was Dana Carvey's impression of Lauren that Mike took.
Yeah, I've heard that. I heard because the pinky thing I think was Dana.
Has to be.
Yeah, that, and I think that caused their split.
That's the rumor. Now, of course, there was another movie with a much more accurate impression of Lorne Michaels as the villain in the movie. Do you know which movie I'm talking about?
No.
Brain Candy.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Mark McKinney. Oh, it's amazing. You have to see it. Mark McKinney plays a much, much more one-to-one Lorne Michaels impression as the villain in that movie.
That sounds great. I'm definitely gonna watch that.
That's Kids in the Hall.
We were just
Kids in the Hall came out right around the same time, actually.
We were just talking about how news radio is the most evil cast of all time, specifically when John Lovitz replaced Phil Hartman.
Yeah. Once Phil is gone, it would have gotten darker. Have you ever heard the story about what happened between John Lovitz and Andy Dick after that show?
I heard he backed him up against a wall or something.
So what I heard was that I believe they said it was the Laugh Factory. I could be wrong. That Andy, who was back on at the time, back in the business, as it were.
I'm back.
John claims that Andy was taunting him about the fact that he knew John blamed him for Phil Hartman's death, because according to John Lovitz, Andy Dick got Bryn Hartman back on cocaine. That was what John Lovitz claims, and then he would talk shit about Andy Dick, and then Andy Dick said something along the lines of, "I'm going to put the curse on you next." And John Lovitz, who is a much bigger guy than Andy Dick, says he grabbed Andy Dick's head and bounced him off the table.
God damn, dude.
Yeah, like Dark Knight.
Yeah.
The interrogation.
Owen Benjamin said he punched Andy Dick in the face too because he grabbed his penis or something.
There's
how often does Andy Dick get the
There's
shit
no
beat
way
out
Andy
of
Dick
him?
grabbed someone's penis.
You don't think so? You don't think so?
How many people do you know personally who have claimed to survive?
I have three personally. I think we have one in common, Dave.
Yeah, no, one that I know we're both friends with. Has a very credible story.
So funny. It's incredible. It's so there's photo evidence of his whole.
By the way, I hung out with Andy Dick once when he was sober.
Mm-hmm.
Could not have been more pleasant.
He was on Norm Macdonald's podcast when he was sober, and he was really sharp and really funny.
He's great. You realize, that's how you have this career, because when you're sober, you're awesome.
Dude, he was brilliant on news radio. He went. He was Kramer level of great physical comedian on news radio.
Yeah.
It's a shame. It's a shame that he turns into Kevin Spacey when he drinks. And man, he was recently. I wonder
if you
what.
asked someone which news radio cast member was going to become a quasi cult leader in America, the dead
I would've
last
guessed-
person is Joe Rogan.
I would have said number one, Stephen Root, because I would have joined it.
Oh hell yes, I would be.
I-
Stephen
Oh
Root's
yeah.
goal.
He's the only innocent. I thought Dave Foley too, but you were like, no, Dave Foley is not an innocent either.
We call
Um,
ourselves the Sprouts. Those of us that are in the root cult.
Okay, Dalton.
Nice.
I thought it's clever.
It's the
It's-
root
hey,
of all
we have-
evil.
Hey, we have a question from the chat, Dave. Why did SNL waste Melissa Villasenor's talent?
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know, because I know that when she first joined the place, it was like she was Midas. When she first joined the cast, like everything she pitched, people loved.
Yeah.
But I actually will say this. One thing about her is that, like, I know there was at least one example of, like, and this is always tough when this happens, where she had like a sketch that like shattered the read-through room
yeah.
and then bombed live.
Yeah.
And that's got to be the weirdest position to be in, because I've done the opposite,
Right.
where
Yeah.
something did fine live that no one liked in the read-through.
That's funny.
But-
yeah.
It's much worse if because then it's like you don't know how to trust yourself.
Yeah, that's tough. I really liked Melissa. I haven't talked to her since she got SNL, really, but she used to do my shows in LA a lot, and she was really nice.
She is. She's incredibly nice and talented.
Seems like-
Hey, Dave, good to see you.
It's really sad that she didn't become like the Cecily of that show.
Well,
honestly.
the thing is, SNL decided to stop having breakout characters or breakout sketches or famous cast members around after Pete Davidson left, I think.
Yeah,
He might have been the last famous guy to. He was the last guy to get famous from SNL. I think
It doesn't seem like SNL is like a star maker anymore. Like,
and it's
No, and
certainly
it's also
not.
like-
That's not intentional. It's just such.
Actually, their most recent big star is probably fucking Shane Gillis,
yeah, that's funny.
and they bring him back to they brought him back to play Curtis Sliwa and all. I mean, they just their roster is just, I say this, they have an all twink roster. It's a roster issue. They don't have anyone to play like a big fucking fat guy who falls down.
yeah.
Which
apparently,
was
I heard
an SNL staple in the
I
past.
heard in an interview. I don't know how true this is. This could just be catty gay jealousy, but I heard that guy Caleb Heron, big fat
Mhm.
gay fellow.
Oh yeah,
said
that guy.
Yeah, I heard he was saying that he auditioned. And apparently, one of the things at SNL now is they want you to lose weight. That they're not doing. They don't
believe
do
it.
fat guys anymore.
That's crazy.
Why?
I don't
believe
know.
it. I've noticed that's like an all fucking twink cast. They're all like 25. It looks like a boy band. The guys on that show.
Yeah, no, that's true. It is a lot of handsome men.
It's like that's like you had one token handsome Chevy Chase, or I guess the closest in the 90s was like Sandler, but he wasn't like
Robert
objectively
Downey
attractive.
Jr.
He was just cool. And you had
Robert
a big-
Downey Jr. was there for 45 seconds. And you ask him, he has no recollection of being on the show. I defy you to even binge watch that season and find him in it. That was like that was the 85-86 season where he was like 21 and Anthony Michael Hall was 17. What the fuck were they thinking?
That was crazy. Yeah, that was a crazy. It was because
guess they were
Lauren
trying to
left.
nab
That was
up all
the year,
the-
Lauren left, so they
That is I believe, I may be mistaken. I think that was the first year Lauren was back.
Oh, okay.
And so it was obviously not a good year for the show, but it was like a rebuilding year. And it really showed like the kind of process, because like the next season, suddenly you had Phil Hartman and like Dennis Miller and Kevin Nealon was on there soon. And like within like a year or two, you had this killer show.
Yeah, that was an underrated time. It's not unlike it's like they got a bunch of rookies and most of them didn't work out. Like Julia Louis-Dreyfus was on the show at the time, I believe.
She a little earlier. She was there.
Randy Quaid.
Who?
Randy Quaid.
Yeah, Randy Quaid was that 85-86 season. Which, by the way, watch it. It's so bad. Yet, when I've worked at SNL, they have an archive where you can actually look at every single sketch that ever aired and
That's
every dress
amazing.
rehearsal, which are many of those are not available on Hulu or anywhere. Like, not everything is available, like even live stuff. So
it was
I
on
love-
CISO.
but not everything.
Yeah,
Back-
it wasn't.
back in the
It was.
CISO days?
As a CISO alumni myself, my first credit CISO. By the way, I'm on the CISO diet. I see amazing content, so I watch it. Wow. But yeah,
But
it
no,
was like edited episodes.
If you go to there are some episodes like when you go to like Hulu or whatever that are like 20 minutes long. You're like, what's going?
Yeah,
what
I
was
actually
here.
I felt like it was false advertising. I was like upset.
Yeah,
because I was a big SNL nerd.
I
Even
can't
the
afford
DVDs.
Peacock.
then stop
$10.
giving money to this podcast. And no, but I would watch like an 85 episode and you would see like one of the worst sketches you ever saw. And then
Yeah.
randomly a sketch you never saw before. They're like, this is fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
I remember watching like an 85 season and there's like one sketch I didn't like. And then suddenly it was a parody commercial for Rambo. And it just shows like a muscular guy like cut up. You don't see his head, just like shooting machine guns. So there's like, there's nothing there. It's just like stock footage, basically, of a guy shooting machine guns, and it's just a commercial for a new movie, Die Foreigner Die, and it just lists off kinds of ethnicities that they promised to kill in this movie because it's 85.
That's great. That's hella funny.
That's good.
That's a really good, and especially for the time when it was like peak jingoism.
Yeah.
The only SNL
60s
season
was
I
peak
downloaded it a
Ringoism.
torrent. And was that
The 60s was peak Ringoism.
Wow.
right? 90s was peak Jengaism.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I don't know. Hey, look, we're having.
Unless you went to a church.
I know. I'm jumping
Drew
on it.
Holly wants to know what's the deal with Sherry O'Terry. She's in Southland Tales.
She's a cutie.
The deal is that she's a beloved female comedian who, was. I don't think there's really a deal with her. I think she's
No, that was actually that was a great lady cast, like the late '90s, early aughts, with like Tina Fey, Poehler, Molly Shannon.
Everyone agreed that was when like the women dominated. When it was Anna Gasteyer, Maya Rudolph. Later would be Amy Poehler, but Tina Fey first.
Yeah, it was Molly Shannon. I know because it was like Norm and then a bunch of women. And
Molly Shannon and Sherry O'Terry were the big stars of their day. That was late 90s.
And they were very good. I downloaded the 93 season, I think, when I was in high school, because which is actually a very hated season, especially when it was on. It was like almost canceled. But the cast was it was like the one with like Chris Elliott, Norm, Sandler, and
that's when the cast was
had
gotten very bloated and they had a lot of turnover.
Yeah.
And when it was suddenly Chris Elliott and Janine Garofalo, and then they brought in Mark McKeon, and you're like,
the cast is crazy
going on. And he's great, but it's like a new cast member being like a famous 50-year-old is so weird.
And Mike Myers was still there, and Dana Carvey, who had like such a high usage rate.
Chris
it must
Farley,
have sucked for so many of those people.
David Spade
and love turnovers.
Yeah, David Spade was there so long they gave him his own Weekend Update.
Yeah.
Remember that Spade in America?
Wait, okay, guys. What about Weekend Update? But it's gay, but I'm straight.
Weekend Update, but 10 minutes after Weekend Update.
Right. Bye-bye. I used to love the showbiz. When I was growing up, I loved the showbiz show with David Spade. I guess I was old. I was like 15, but still. I thought that was like a really fucking funny show.
$14 Canadian.
Oh, yeah. This is actually...
They've given stories about Dino Stamatopoulos. For those who don't know, he made Moral Oral and he Starburns on Community.
Yeah, I met Dino.
Mr. Show writer.
I met Dino just a couple weeks ago, actually.
Is he still Greek?
Yeah. So very noticeably. He brought us cheesesteaks. Very nice.
That's
guy,
awesome.
Very talented. And actually work a little bit with his company, Starburns. We have a thing we're trying to do right now.
Yeah.
We have a
you
thing.
Told me you told me a bit about it. It sounds very funny. I'm very much looking.
Well, yeah, because actually, without giving away too much, it involved some voices that I thought Robbie could. I've been trying to get Robbie into the industry for many years now. Before COVID, I'd gotten Robbie a gig on that puppet show we were doing for Fox.
Yeah, I know.
Then
COVID happened. I think God doesn't want me to have a career.
All this adversity is what
I've always appreciated it, Dave. It's always been really nice of you to keep me in mind for that stuff. And
well, it's not. It's just because we need,
Yeah,
Cheap.
I get it. All my big opportunities have been because I can do impressions and stuff. Like I just did Trick or Treater Monday, like the Howard Stern show. I get it, but it's like I'm fucking happy to do it. Why not?
Yeah, no, I mean, hopefully this show would involve a lot of. It's a cartoons. It would involve a lot of sort of celebrity cameo type things and political cameos. So
hell yeah, I love that. Yeah, dude, I can't wait to ride your coattails. Which
$20. At
some
least
point.
$20
yes, hopefully.
from Good
Okay.
Vibes. Any inside baseball with the Norm and Chris Kattan feud?
Remember when
these-
Norm
I
was
know
like,
one
these
story.
gossipy queens in the chat want all
well,
that.
I know
I
one
love
Norm
SNL gossip though. That's
The thing is, if he's asking about the Norm Chris Kattan feud, I assume he knows the big story about that.
yeah.
Which was there's a sketch. The big story is there was a sketch that I believe Norm and Chris are both in when Pamela Anderson was hosting. It's a parody of a Twilight Zone. It's a great sketch. It's it's a Twilight Zone. There's a famous Twilight Zone where a woman wakes up and she has a human face, but everyone else has pig faces, and they all call her ugly and like, you look disgusting, you look crazy. And the whole thing is her being like, no, I look how everyone used to look. I don't know why everyone looks like a pig now. It's a parody of that where Pamela Anderson is the human and all the pig face guys are like, oh my God, you're so hot. And all the pig face women are like, no, she's not hot. She looks different. That makes her ugly. And they're like, I don't know. She's just hot.
Yeah.
And Norm,
which you can tell is a Norm probably wrote that. He didn't. He used when he appeared in a sketch by the end.
Yeah.
When he in like the late '90s, when by the time when Sandler and Farley left and all that, if Norm was in a sketch, he probably wrote it or really liked it, because otherwise he's like, I don't want to do any sketches.
So Norm was screwing with Chris and everyone else because Norm is the man, and basically every time they rehearsed this, when they did it at dress rehearsal, even, which is the full audience and everything they're recording, Norm was like, "Yeah, imagine if you would, world or people are pigs or something." And then Chris, and then apparently they're waiting. It's like the audience can see this because Chris is like complaining to Norm, being like, "Norm, you're doing terrible. You're not even doing the voice right. You're going to screw this up." And then like, this is what I've heard. Right as they're like 5, 4, 3, Norm just basically turns to Chris and goes, "Hey, Chris, why are you such a goddamn," and then the F word, the other F word, for everyone to hear, with like a half second before launching into the best impression Norm's ever done of the Twilight Zone guy. Imagine if you will. So he sandbagged it just to fuck with him.
That's so funny.
There's also the one that was on the air. Another example of that was when, so apparently I'd heard that Chris loved putting Norm in the Mango sketches because Norm hated them. Sorry. And then
I haven't heard this.
And then so the line is supposed to be, "Yeah, Mango is really handsome." And then for some reason Norm just goes on live TV, "That Chris Kattan's pretty gay." I saw that live.
Really? That's amazing.
Yeah. There's also
Norm,
my favorite
Howard
Norm
Stern
story ever was Norm smoking cigarettes in someone else's office at SNL, which especially back then wasn't that uncommon. But, it was sort of, there were certain offices you could smoke in, certain you can't, and Norm didn't care. And then a 6'8" writer at the time just poured his coffee on Norm's head. And Norm stood up and punched him in the face.
What flavor was it?
Good question.
That guy ended up writing for The Simpsons. I've heard that story too.
Okay, yeah, that's a famous one.
Ian Maxwell Graham, I think I've heard that. I listened to an old Howard Stern once, and Howard was like, "So Norm, what's with you and Chris? You guys don't get along?" And Norm goes, No, Chris. One time I saw Chris do the most amazing thing on SNL. It was so amazing. He played a character who wasn't gay.
I love Monkey Bone.
Is that Lewis's new coffee?
Monkey Bone coffee?
That was that weird 90s movie that my art teacher in college designed all the did all the designs for, did all like the animation.
It was
stuff.
a movie with Chris Kattan. It was Brendan Fraser and Chris. It was like
Corky. You know what's funny? If you remember when Roxbury came out, because it came out when they were both on SNL, it was obviously written around the fact that Kattan was the bigger star. Like,
yeah,
which is hilarious in retrospect. That they had a Will Ferrell Kattan movie, and they're like, "Hey, well, Kattan's the main event here. People are coming in to see Kattan."
Yeah, I feel like everyone had to have known that Will was going to be the biggest star in the world.
Yeah, well, his audition is awesome. Most of his audition made it to air.
No,
except for one during. I'm sorry, I'm such a fucking. I nerd out about old SNL shit. During his audition, one time he just went, "This is my impression of a cat," and he pulled out like a ball of yarn, and just like really committed to being a cat.
And they did that sketch. That was a sketch.
Oh,
there was a sketch about a cat toy company, and he's like the CEO. And when they bring out the new cat toys, and he would just do that for like 5 minutes.
That's so awesome. Yeah.
There's a story about Will apparently had some kind of weird suit he had worn for like a sketch or something. I don't know what the suit was, but it's just some kind of ridiculous getup. I think it was like a denim suit or something, like something that would just look ridiculous. And that he wore it for like 8 weeks, every single day to work. Because it was one of those things like, I'm going to keep wearing this until.
That's so funny. That is awesome. Yeah. That sounds like something he'd do. He loves goofy ass get-ups. It's kind of a swerve, but Judd Apatow directed The King of Staten Island. Do you guys still keep in touch at all or talk or anything like that?
I saw Judd a few weeks ago. Actually, because I'm still good friends with Maud too, and I went to see
tell her I said what's up.
We both went to a table read that she had put together. Maud's like becoming like a serious producer too. It's like amazing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she already produced one movie starring her mom.
Oh, wow.
It's like
Leslie Mann.
That whole family just produces movies starring Leslie Mann.
yeah. No, but like So, but yeah, no, he couldn't have been more pleasant. It's always good to see him. But yeah, Maud. We got along a lot on the set of the movie, so we stayed friends. Yeah, it's like amazing that because like how many people who like can be movie stars choose to like want to be behind the camera instead.
Yeah, that's interesting because I thought she was actually had a real like a big career going as an actress.
She does, but she's like it sounds like she's more into like producing, which is like so. It makes sense because like she's smart,
Jewish.
So, like,
I was gonna say it's much more Jewish, you know.
I mean, no, that's cool. That's yeah, that's interesting because usually, maybe she just maybe she just had because Apatow had a great fucking run as a producer, like in the aughts, like all those McKay, Farrell, like all those great movies were produced by Judd Apatow, and like even if you don't like the movies he's directed, you really cannot knock the shit he produced in the.
You can knock though.
You have all these huge movies. Yeah, knocked up. You have all these huge movies that he directed. You forget like how many more movies he was still an incredibly big part of. I mean,
yeah, because
Anchorman alone is
Anchorman alone. Yeah, but I think maybe my two favorite comedy movies ever are probably Step Brothers and Hot Rod. And Step Brothers is Apatow produced. Hot Rod Lauren produced. He was a little early for Samberg. Like it was just a little too early, but that was a really good movie too. Yeah, what the fuck? Oh yeah, but like Step Brothers, I'm like, oh yeah, if he had just produced that.
I was like a big fan of Judd's TV work before the movies.
Oh yeah,
that was kind of what I was more into.
Undeclared.
Because Undeclared, Freaks and Geeks, The Critic, and Larry Sanders are like.
Oh, I didn't know he did The Critic. I love The Critic.
Yeah, he was a writer.
Awesome.
On The Critic. Yeah.
Or I forgot. I guess I must have forgot. I need to rewatch I actually really want to rewatch News Radio and The Critic.
The Critic is so good. The Critic is it's just as good as you have a memory of. I was watching an old episode the other day, like because I suddenly realized, it's like on Philo or something. Whatever it's called, or Fubi. There was I could not believe how funny this was because I realized this was a joke I wouldn't have gotten back then. Mm-hmm. It was someone just being like, well, Jay, they think you're too harsh sometimes. And it just shows Jay John Lovitz
Sherman.
with a photo of an Asian actor and like a Vietnamese actor. And only now do I get the reference, where it just shows him, doesn't have any other information, just shows Asian man actor like in a rural environment, and it just shows Jay going, they should have sent him to the acting fields. Now that's a reference to the fact that there was a very, very famous movie about the Cambodian genocide called The Killing Fields.
Oh,
And Jesus Christ, that's a good joke once you know
oh
that.
man, yeah. I need to rewatch it because when I watch, I feel like weirdly, like Simpsons and Family Guy and The Critic were all like how I learned about pop culture. Like I didn't get the references, but it made me like learn a lot about. Which
How
is funny. It's
crazy
like
is
why
this?
did I like it so much when I didn't get like any of the pop culture
It was
references?
just amazing writing. I mean, how
Yeah.
crazy is this? The episode of The Simpsons with Jay Sherman, the critic, on it is smack dab in the heyday of The Simpsons. It
Oh
is
yeah,
one of
great
the best.
episode.
It is an absolute banger
Are
episode.
they saying boo? No. Wait, I think that's that one. A
No,
Star
that
is
is that.
Born.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah, they're saying boo words. Are you saying boo or boo words?
I heard Matt Groening was losing his mind.
Yeah.
At that they made
It's
that.
the only he took
didn't want
his
his
name
name
off
on
of it. Yeah, and then
And
later
it's
on the
so-
DVD, it's the only one he's not on the commentary for too. He's still mad.
He's still mad about that. Yet, you look at the 30 years of Simpsons, it's one of the best episodes. There have been so many
Absolutely.
episodes since that you would think he would be more upset with.
Also, why? I guess he just really must fucking hate crossovers. But then they did a Family Guy Simpsons crossover. I guess that was on Family Guy.
That was years later, and it's funny
Yeah.
because he seemed to be much less angry at Family Guy, because I remember being at Comic-Con in 2000. Like I was a kid, I went to Comic-Con in 2000, like in college with my friends, and there was a Simpsons panel, and so this is exactly what happened. First, someone asked a question to the Simpsons writers, and Matt Groening was there in his Hawaiian shirt with the other like main Simpsons writers, and they said, "Why do you guys hate Arby's so much?" And they said,
I've always wondered that. I've always wondered that.
And someone just was like, "Oh, it's nothing specific. It's just, sometimes you're just looking for the right, punchline, the right punching bag for something." And then someone said, "Why do you guys hate Family Guy?" And the same guy said, "Because it's the Arby's of cartoons."
Oh, that's funny.
And then
That's
Matt
funny.
Groening was the one who was like, "No, I think Family Guy's great. I think there's no rivalry. We just poke fun at each other."
I could
And
see
I
that.
I had Arby's recently, and it was pretty good.
I don't mind
When I was a kid, I remember Seinfeld and The Simpsons made fun of Arby's so much. I was convinced it was terrible fast
It's
food.
actually really good.
I think I only ate it as an adult, and I was like, "This is really good fucking
Big beef
fast
and
food."
cheddar is a standard. It's a
There's none in New York, which is sad.
Arby's is better than most fast food.
Yeah, Arby's is consistent and it's good, and they got curly fries. They got that horsey sauce, a horseradish cream sauce, is like,
Yep.
almost gourmet. It's like what you would pair with a Wagyu ribeye, So yeah, I attest that Arby's is much better than pop culture.
I could hear you wax philosophy about Arby's sandwich all day.
Well, I mean, it's the only place
like
you can
pro.
go, like a fast food place where you're going to get like a roast beef sandwich like that.
No, I agree.
No one else offers that. And then even their variants, their other sandwiches, like this time of year, for those in the Northeast, if you have access to a Wawa, you can get the best version of this sandwich called the Gobbler, which is all your Thanksgiving foods in one hoagie. But everywhere else in the country, you go to Arby's, they also have a Gobbler right now that's pretty good. Turkey, stuffing.
That's also
cranberry.
what I called your mom, by the way, Dalton.
Thank you, Robbie. Well, she aims to please.
The gobbledygooker as a child, why I stopped watching wrestling.
But yeah, I mean, I think Arby's is a fun punchline. I get it because it's one of the lesser, it's one of the more unsung fast food places. So it's a great go-to for.
You just stumbled on the kind of what's probably the real answer, which is they weren't an advertiser because they're not national.
Right. Yeah, so yes, it's an easy punchline to get to, but I would say as far as like fast food options, fast food eateries, it's one of the better ones because it just off the bat, like they're what Arby's offers, you don't get at burger places because they don't do burgers. I guess Arby's does have burgers now, but you get roast beef sandwiches, you got ham sandwiches, so it's like sliced slices of meat. It's a roast beef sandwich.
One of
And
the
then,
only
and then the sauce
drive-thrus I would-
collection.
when I lived in LA, one of the only drive-throughs I would use was that big crazy Arby's by Gower.
Yeah, with the hat. You got the
Yeah.
hat. That's fun. And then your sauces are also exceptional or at least unique. Where other fast food places you got ketchup, mustard, and mayonnaise.
I feel like no
Arby's-
matter what we talk about next, you're going to go back to sauces.
it always goes back to sauces. I'm a sauce guy.
Yeah, it's
You
always
know,
a big
I
fan.
feel like a lot of the
Home gets lost in the sauce quite
a
a
lot
bit.
of what sends you home talking with any place you go eat is the sauce. So the sauces are critical.
I do love the horsey. I do love horsey.
That
radish.
horsey sauce is legitimately one of the best sauces you can find anywhere.
I agree with that 100%.
Because this might be controversial.
Don't please,
This is but because I
think
feel like
before you say this
I
out
feel like
loud.
when you eat a steak, like when you make
Uh-huh.
steaks, they say like a steak don't need no sauce. If you know anything about steaks, don't need sauce.
Mhm.
But I think a lot of that is because like a lot of like what you think of a steak sauce is too overpowering or too
Mhm.
it doesn't complement the steak that well. So you got
Yeah, it drowns
A1.
out the flavor.
A1 just completely obliterates the steak.
Yeah,
It's
I
supposed
like
to be a
A1.
shitty steak.
Worse,
I like
Peter
A1 too.
I like Peter Luger sauce.
the Peter Luger's is not
That's
bad.
a sauce.
The Worcestershire, I guess, but I
I've
think
never
the
been
best.
to. I've never been to Peter Luger's.
I think the best sauce that complements a steak is a creamy horseradish sauce. That's like the times that I like if I go to a sit down steak place that offers that, it's like okay, they know what they're doing when it comes to a steak.
yeah.
But I would say in a pinch, if like that Arby's horsey sauce would also work.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's. I don't think there's much of a difference. It's just a cheap.
It's just a really cheap
cream
horseradish cream sauce, but
Yeah.
that's like speaks to the quality of the horsey, and they'll just give you as many packs as you demand.
They'll give you as many
be-
packs. As you
you have to
demand.
be
They don't want to
forced-
say.
And,
They don't want to
and
say no
Dalton-
to you.
Yeah,
And you come back
and Dal-
and say, "I need more sauces."
and Dalton does say, "I demand sauces."
yeah, because if you just ask for sauce, they'll just give you a pittance
Dalton, if
of
you don't
sauce.
watch it, you'll get into an Arby's fiasco.
I might, yeah. But yeah, I think it's a quality eatery, and I think there's something about Arby's I read recently that technically the company that owns Arby's, like the main Arby's thing,
Arby
owns a
Goodwin.
lot of the fast food restaurants that are not Arby's also, and that's why I think it's like one of the reasons Arby's is able to survive in this economic climate.
Why they're able to afford to sell 45-cent sandwiches?
Yeah, it's 'cause technically Arby's also owns like a ton of other more successful fast food places, and
None
so
of
that's
they
why
got rid of their flagship in LA and all the ones in New York. I think they're like pivoting to Midwest.
You know what's
Which
really
It's
crazy?
a bummer.
You know what's like really crazy about Arby's?
Mm-hmm.
Roast beef. RB.
Mhm.
Oh,
America's
Oh.
roast beef, yes, sir.
RB.
roast beef. RB Goodwin. That's what I've been saying.
hmm
Um,
Hey, we have a $20.
no,
question.
Arby's is hell. Yeah.
Dave, thank you for sharing those Norm Catan stories. Really appreciate it. Since you worked with Robert, I call him Bob because we're buddies. Smigel, have you entered the arena of ideas with Rob Schneider?
I can say one thing about Schneider because I don't know, Robbie, you were probably there. I played Schneider on New Year's.
Yeah. That was
year.
my show, I think.
Yeah, and I did
yeah,
a couple.
yeah,
I
yeah.
did a couple shows as Rob Schneider, and the cool thing was, so I asked Smigel for help because he's friends with him or was
Yeah,
friends
yeah.
with him, and it was like really cool because like I sent him like the impression, and like I've worked with Robert for all these years, but never as a performer, and it was
Right.
actually crazy that like the second I was to tell him I'm doing like some little show, in New
Yeah.
York as Rob
Yeah,
Schneider. he gave me I got the full like him on SNL treatment where he was suddenly like, all right, you gotta like make your voice go up here. You gotta push it harder. Where he was like, no, further, really do the impression. Like get the, like, don't do a subtle impression. Do like the phone line, hey everybody, it's me, Rob Schneider. You know, I was like, that was really cool because he was like, he took it seriously. And then like I got to send him the video and like he loved it and stuff. That was great. I shaved for it.
That's all.
You got to hang out with like comedy Rob Schneider, not Fox News.
I never met Rob Schneider, but I wrote for him because he was we have a thing we do with Triumph, this like Jeopardy parody that I love doing. It's like it's sometimes called Let's Make a Poop. It's either a Jeopardy or a Hollywood Squares parody, and like we have like it's like one of the most fun things we do because it's like I actually love writing for this because it's writing like comedy trivia questions. Where like that are real trivia questions, but the answer is a joke. So it'd be like, there are 24 ribs in this.
Mm-hmm.
What is Chris Christie's briefcase?
Oh, that's great. That's
so
like it's like
so I got to write a bunch of Rob Schneider questions, like making fun of him when he was a contestant on that.
That's hilarious.
He was every bit as terrible and right-wing lunatic as you can imagine.
Okay.
On stage.
Yeah, I saw Sandler in Philly, not to interrupt the story, but I saw Sandler in Philly, which is like not, and it was not the lefty, it's fucking Philly. There was like army in the audience, all that stuff. Schneider goes up there, he hosts, he just goes off about like random senators and like starts talking about politics and stuff. And like
his brain doesn't work.
He's like, the vaccine, right? And it was like, sure. You know what I mean? Like everyone was like, what? And then immediately then like everybody else
it's like Rob Schneider and Jim Brewer are two guys who like they're trying to make the pivot to right-wing grifting, but they're too stupid to even figure that out.
I think Rob Schneider is the first Asian cast member on SNL, though. Which
he
is funny.
Yes. He's technically
also from San Francisco. It's kind of funny that he's like doing this right wing thing. He must like
but he's a comic. You know how comics' egos are such that like no one penetrates their brain. Like they're no one influences them whatsoever.
Oh yeah,
that comic ego. No, like Schneider during COVID. I was like, oh, Schneider, I think is like actually mentally ill because he showed this quote of Bill Gates talking about like things that he had done these like in like third world countries. And one of them was he was talking about vaccines and how like one of the things that they were designed to do was lower population.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something he openly said. And Schneider would like many times to this day be like, look, see, he slipped up and gave it away. It's like, he said this in a speech.
He slipped up.
Of course. And he's saying, well, what else could it mean? He's saying vaccines lower population. That means they're designed to kill people. Like, if they were, do you think he would say that publicly on TV, Rob?
That's so funny.
And now the real answer is vaccines lower population by ensuring that fewer children die so people have fewer children. If you expect your kids to die from diseases that are preventable, you have 10 kids. If you have vaccines to make sure they're not going to die, you have 2 kids. That's what he was referring to. People overshoot how many kids they have in areas where there's a lot of child mortality. But Rob Schneider is too fucking dumb to understand that.
Dude, my favorite was he has this now like right-wing audience on Twitter and stuff. And he got invited to the SNL 40. And, usually he's been against Hollywood and the media, all that stuff. But then he was like, I'm at SNL 40. Lauren gave me this big opportunity so many years ago, and I love Saturday Night Live so much. All of his replies were like, fuck you, Rob. How could you sell out talking about SNL? It's like, what the fuck like Rob Schneider for if it's not SNL?
Because MAGA people have such consistent morals. Their ethics are usually so rock solid and unwavering and not at all constantly in flux and transactional.
I mean, Rob Schneider just seems like a fucking...
Yes, I agree. Yeah, for sure.
Rob Schneider and Brewer, they just seem like they must have Brewer especially seems like he had a psychotic break or something.
I don't know. I had a psychotic break and I'm okay now.
That's true.
Well, some people come back from it. Now, Brewer, I know he's a nice guy, but I remember right after 9/11, Brewer had a stand-up special that was like the kind of thing that could only exist within a year of 9/11 and then not again until Trump was president.
Right. Wow, that's
where you
funny.
could just openly be like,
You're
let
right.
me talk about these.
Yeah.
I don't want to paraphrase because anything I say is going to be so offensive of my half memory of what he said.
Yeah.
And if he didn't say it, it's too much. But I'll just say, I'm sure people with linens on their head came into the conversation.
With linens.
Linen is awesome. Well, that Steve Harvey had a special. No, that might have been around Iraq actually, when he was like, "Get me over there! I'm killing everybody." He's like, "If I see a
Steve Harvey has the best 5 minutes on the Iraq War. He's like, I'm killing everybody."
That's so funny.
Steve done shot the baby.
It's just like the bit was like, I don't care if they're a civilian, I'm gonna kill them.
Steve Harvey is non-ironic. Steve Harvey's political understanding is what Borat pretends to be.
Yeah.
We're going to drink the blood of every Iraqi child.
Steve Harvey is my favorite.
I don't know. That's coming back now. That's back big time. Is like full on like with the.
Yeah, I'm shocked. I thought that
I saw that with Zoran when the
Zoran
election was happening. I was like, damn, we ain't seen this shit since like 2003.
Well, especially with the Israel, even the MAGA people like hated the Iraq War, and like when it came to Israel, a lot of them were like took the side of Palestinians and stuff. I was like, oh, maybe Arabs are in better favor now. But then Zoran the Moran ran. And
I don't think MAGA people were against the Iraq War at all. I think every MAGA person who was old enough was you're a piece of shit liberal gay wad if you don't want to invade Iraq. And then the second the whole world was like, well, that was a bad idea, they were all like, yeah, I know. That's what I've been saying this whole time.
Dude, that was the shit that was driving me nuts.
That's fucking Tucker in a second, yeah.
That was the shit that was driving me nuts when Tucker Carlson started pivoting away because he got fired from every cable news thing and then had to become independent Tucker Carlson. And then you started seeing all these people like praising him. I was like, this was the guy that was on. I think at the time he was.
He was such a cheerleader for the fucking Iraq War.
CNN at the time, like 2003.
Tucker would often say, during the Iraq War, Tucker would often say on the news, the only reason I didn't join the military is that I'm too old. They won't accept me. But if I could, I would join the military right now. And then they raised the age you could join.
Right.
Over his age. And he didn't join.
He's like, I'm okay. I don't know.
That shit.
If you think about it, I'm doing more here than I could over there.
That was fair. You think any branch of the military would have taken even 20-year-old Tucker Carlson?
No, they don't hire bow tie guys. I mean, yeah, I have to give Tucker credit. He is an incredible bullshit artist. And speaking of which, I do have a little clip that speaking of the arena of ideas, I do have a little clip that I want to play really quick.
Okay, yeah, here's a clip.
Yeah, it's from the Stephen A. Smith show.
LeBron, dude. I don't know what the time has come. He's gone. It's over for him, brother. It's over for him. I don't know why you keep stroking him. Come on, dude. Why you keep stroking him like that? Now, when he comes back, he's
hold it. I'm a man. Don't accuse me of stroking anybody. Number one, especially another dude.
LeBron.
Yeah,
that's good. $10. Does Dave believe Michael Richards deserves a comeback?
I feel like there was a few super chats we didn't read too. If you want to,
I've read them all. I've been reading
Michael
them all.
You pulled them out, but we should read them on the air. I think the people gave us money.
Okay, he knows the Lord of the Rings.
It's not that he deserves a comeback so much as there are so many other people who should have gotten the same treatment but didn't. Like, I don't want to bring Michael Richards up. I want a lot of other people to be brought down.
Yeah, it's also he kind of got like a Louis thing where he was like just the first one, like the first guy to get canceled for like being crazy on stage. Although that one is rough. It's a legitimate public meltdown.
I found it inappropriate. But
it was rude to say the least. It was fucking rude.
But like, I'm sure that happened a lot more before everyone had a phone in their pocket. Like, I'm sure
it's bad, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, but you should also get an equal amount of canceling if you beat a woman up. And how many people didn't? You know what I mean? Like, it's just as bad to beat a woman up with your fists as use that word. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy. He got like a lifetime TV ban, but like Spacey's back in movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Spacey's apparently speaking. I just saw an ad for him like doing a speech in Tel Aviv. Like, guys, we don't need the press. Why are we trying?
I saw that they were actually putting out like little propaganda videos starring Kevin Spacey, and I was like, "What the? Is your PR that bad?
Are we
that you'll
trying? Like,
That's
who
fair.
is in charge of this?
What if Kramer barges through the Israeli line and acts erratic, cute? What you do? So you say if Kramer slides into Israel across the border of Gaza, like he did on the show, is that the question?
It is a very interesting question to actually ask yourself. If Michael Richards suddenly came out as hugely anti-Jerry and pro-Palestinian, would people forgive him?
Oh yeah, probably.
I mean, it would definitely be an argument. It would be, you'd get a lot of both sides.
I think people have already, because there's been so many more, just
Oh.
way more insane things that have happened since his little fiasco at the Laugh Factory, that it's probably like a non-starter now, even that he even did that. Like he
That's
probably
what I felt about the Aziz cancellation.
I feel like right now the only thing stopping Kramer from having a career is Kramer. He could easily probably mount a comeback.
He's been doing more live stuff late, like in-person talks or whatever, because he has a book, I think.
Yeah, the issue is just that Michael Richards' skills, his talent is as a comedic actor, not a stand-up comedian. So he probably got the most press and most coverage he was ever going to get as a comedian by doing that, by saying the N-word.
Yeah, but he could have still picked up like sitcom roles after. He could have been a working actor.
It seemed like
I guess he has Seinfeld money, but still.
It seemed like Curb Your Enthusiasm kind of, rehabilitated him a little bit. I mean, they brought him back. They let him. Then again, Curb does hire a lot of people who don't work anywhere else.
Yeah, and that was a brilliant arc. Like they handled that Kramer thing so fucking well.
That was the best season.
I think also cancel culture hit like right. I agree, that is the best Curb season, 100%. But I think the cancel culture thing made people immediately gun shy again about hiring him on anything like in the entire 2010s. He could probably get back on TV now, maybe.
Oh well, yeah. Now the right wing has achieved total political and cultural victory. You could probably easily get him back.
Real quick, I don't think we read Kenny T's super chat or Daryl 401's around.
Kenny T said, "What a Duke catastrophe." In response to what, I don't know. I mean, I guess when I clogged the toilet recently, that was a Duke catastrophe.
We got a $2 stick. Yeah,
$2 super sticker. Dan Mullen was too shy to ask any stories about Dan Wicks.
Are you asking me if I have Dan Wicks stories?
Yeah, he's asking.
I guess that they want to know if you have, because everybody knows Robbie's sordid history with Dan Wicks.
We used to do the show on Wednesdays, and I would have to leave early to do the Dan Wicks fiascos at Grove 34, which Dave is familiar with. He's done quite a few of these fiascos.
Yeah.
So do you have any Dan Wicks stories?
Do you have any hot goss on Dan?
Are there secrets about Dan? I mean, I don't know. I mean, he
you know where he gets his rings?
Where does he go shopping for jewelry?
I mean, I always assume from someone who has a folding table on the beach.
Yeah.
Where the rings come from.
Do you think him and Maddie Smith will ever get back together?
If he gets some TV credits?
No, you don't think so? Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, $5 super sticker. Thank you, Good Vibes for Runner.
That's so funny. Dan gets some TV credits and Maddie takes them back.
That would be the funniest thing in the world.
It would be, and and if it happened, I wouldn't be surprised.
That's the only thing That's the only thing a woman respects now in a man is TV credits.
Well, definitely comedian girls.
Oh yeah, yeah. I suppose any woman and all these broads in comedy, you got to have TV credits.
What is page 6 saying about Dan Wicks? Does Perez Hilton have a Dan Wicks section?
Well, my big source is Paige Wicks.
I don't even know what this means. Did Dave check Tim Meadows' gums? $20.
I don't know what that's a reference to because Tim doesn't have weird gums.
Is Tim a horse?
He's not.
Are you thinking of Chrissy Mayer? Good vibes provider.
This might be a racial. He might be doing like a racial thing. We don't even like. It's so racist that even we're not hip to it yet. Like,
speaking of Tim Meadows, new Peacemaker season. He is amazing.
He's so funny in that.
He's so fucking good in that show.
He's like one of the best.
He's always been a wonderful ingredient in anything he's in. He's so funny just talking as a guy that there's scenes in Peacemaker that are like, I froze. Well, hold on. I'll be right back.
It's such a great show, and it really shows you just how good Tim Meadows is. He's so relaxed in being these characters, and it's like your mind because like he was very overshadowed on SNL, but he was so competent.
What I was going to say about Tim Meadows.
I actually think he's an incredible role player. Like he was perfect for being a straight man in all of those very Will Ferrell dominant sketches and stuff. But then he could also be super fucking funny.
Well, that's the
thing. I think being funny as a straight man or doing a straight man thing, but being funny while doing that, that's an incredible skill. That's like one of the top tier comedy skills is getting laughs as a straight man and being funny.
In Peacemaker,
without being like, look at me, the
way he naturally just delivers lines. There's like scenes in Peacemaker where I'm thinking he's setting up a joke. Like, so there's been a line of this. It's like, oh no, this is just like actual serious superhero shit. But he's so funny. I'm like, okay, I'm laughing.
When he's naming everyone and he's just making up names for everyone.
Oh yeah, titties.
Titties. You think it's like names that they've already established? Like, no, he's just making them up.
On the fly.
That's hilarious. I got it.
But then the funny joke, the running joke throughout the season, everybody keeps calling that character Titties because there's a scene later when they're going through all the different dimensions when Harcourt, the main lady, says Titties. So
right, because now it's like a serious moment.
She screams at the name Titties.
No, it's
now, Dalton. I've heard that you're auditioning for Reese's Peacemaker. Is that true?
Yes, I'm waiting. I'm hoping I get a call back.
You could use a break. Bring me up a piece of that Kit Kat.
Robbie, that's Kit Kat. They
God damn it!
I'm working my way up to Kit Kat. You gotta start where you can.
Oh man!
For me, is Reese's Pieces.
Now I heard you're auditioning for Kit Kat Woman. Is that true?
Lord willing. What is this? $10. Heart, black, thumbs up, rainbow.
Hey, thank you for the generosity today, Haunted Labubu.
Dude, the super chats have been flowing today. Dude, the people love Dave Cyrus.
Dave's brought the fucking heat today. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, Dave's amazing.
Now you will see none of this money.
Yeah, that's not. I don't need a cut of this. I know how much you do.
I feel like you're doing pretty well.
Dave works in the business. But Dave is cool. Dave is like he walks between realms because you work on it. You're in the show business, but then you'll come on this show.
Yeah, I've always thought that was cool because there's so many comedians I met, especially in New York and LA, that like got breaks and stopped talking to me and stuff. But Dave has always been super fucking nice to me and a good friend, honestly.
Before I was doing anything, like I kind of just always hung out like in the battle scene of like those comics. So like I never wanted to hang out at the clubs. From the very beginning, I've always avoided that, but I like hanging out in the battle scene because it's like its own little thing.
And the shows are really fun. The roast battle shows,
I have a lot of trouble being motivated for stand up, but roast battle is a much more like.
I get too scared when I meet celebrities because they have so much more money than I do.
And I did Stick or Treat on Monday, and I was doing Louis C.K. and Louis C.K. was there. He left.
Was he really?
Yeah, he was. He left before the show, but for a second I was like, am I gonna have to fucking go up and do Louis C.K. in front of Louis C.K.?
By the way, to Dave's point, we got to bring people down to bring them down.
Yeah.
You got to bring Louis back down. He's writing books now. And we can't let that happen. You know,
did you see the photo? His author's photo was a black and white
it's
photo.
so funny.
At a typewriter.
He's at a typewriter. Like
It reminded me of that Arrested Development. We demand to be taken seriously thing.
it's the most pretentious. Like this
how
is
you
what-
know. If I'm not at a typewriter, how are they gonna fucking know I'm a writer? They'll take me seriously.
The Louis situation is one of the. It's I don't even want to talk about it because it's one of the most complicated.
It is.
Of, like,
It's a gray area. I also don't. I think he should keep doing comedy. I think his transgressions versus genius, and it sucks to weigh it like that, but. You know, but it's also funny to call him a narcissist and pretentious. Like, I don't think he's above mockery.
I'm at a typewriter. This is what a writer looks like. Picture. This is not the move that he should have made.
I mean, the guy just has a lot of ego, but he is an incredible comedian and comedy mind and film mind. Honestly,
I wanted Louis to approach his quote cancellation with the same level of like intelligence and introspection that made him famous.
Yeah.
And not just sort of, defend himself with a couple of jokes. I really had wished he had deep dived into his own issues.
Yeah.
And I thought that would be the most appropriate way to come back.
You can hear all about it on Theo Vaughn's podcast.
Yeah, which was an uncomfy. I mean, Louis loved doing that podcast. I could tell because every 2 minutes Theo's like, "You're the smartest man in the world." Like he just kept. Louis was like,
Ron Bennington said the smartest thing about
maybe
Theo Vaughn.
So was that?
Ron Bennington was like, all these news people talk about, did you see what Theo Vaughn says? And he's just like, you would not, like, you think they assume Theo Vaughn has any idea what he's saying.
That's so fucking funny. I mean, that's what's hilarious about the Rogan, the era of Rogan is just like, for anyone who's followed Joe Rogan's career on a long enough timeline, is like, really? This fucking guy is this important? Like, what?
I mean,
like, it's just so unserious.
Unseriousness is exactly the problem. It became this thing that Trump exploited where people just trust. They want a leader who's just a little smarter than them.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to feel talked down to. They thought Obama sounded like the teacher on Peanuts. Like they couldn't understand what he was saying, and he wasn't using big words.
Right.
And I think people like they want to. Unfortunately, a lot of people are more just reacting to like tone and body language than listening and understanding what people are saying. And so they're just sort of just float through life, just sort of assuming what is true based on people's faces.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess that's most people. It's like, I guess life is hard enough, and they just
there was an amazing article in the Times about why people who like Trump don't care whenever he does something wrong. And it was actually a brilliant point that like these people do not understand the law at all. They evaluate everyone's guilt based on like their literal facial expression and whether or not they deny it, whether or not they cover it up. And so to these people, if a person like Trump simply says he's not guilty or says, I didn't do that, or there's nothing wrong with me doing that, they just assume that's true because they don't understand the way campaign finance law or why you can't blackmail foreign leaders or any of these things. That's why the Epstein thing is so weird for them and for Trump. This is the one crime he's been accused of that even they understand.
And he hasn't acted. He's been weirdly bad about denying.
For that exact reason, because in any other situation with this, he would just say either that's all ridiculous,
it's fake, they made it up, they hate me,
or he would say, yeah, I did it, that's not illegal. Like, because that's what he does a lot too. And so, like, but with this one, he can't, it doesn't work. Because these people, if the only thing they understand is sex with kid bad. And which it is. Yeah, I agree.
It's wrong. It's
rude.
It's rude.
And all of a sudden, for the first time ever, Trump seemed nervous about something. He seemed guilty about something. And you're like, wait, why is he acting like this?
Well,
right.
That was the plan the whole time, though, is like get Trump in, and that sets the stage for the dissolution of MAGA and then the reign of Palantir. JD Vance will be the next president, and that'll further the main mission of whatever Peter Thiel and those guys want. So,
I mean, that is the plan because Vance is one of these people who sees Trump as a useful idiot, who sees Trump as someone who they can take advantage of in order to ram through this Curtis Yarvin philosophy
of a
fucking that fucking the driest dick on the planet, trying to tell everyone how to run a government with a CEO president.
Sliwa would be a way more likable Curtis. Or Sliwa.
That is true. Yeah, Sliwa is the more likable Curtis.
50 Cent and Sliwa, both guys named Curtis that were shot 6 times. So think about that.
By the way, I love Curtis Sliwa. Not like literally, but I just wish he was on TV every day.
His approval rating skyrocketed. He was the biggest winner of this election.
He shouldn't be the mayor or hold any political leadership position, but he should be the mayor of television.
Yeah. No, he should. We should see him on TV every day. Mom Donnie would absolutely make him in charge of something unimportant.
NYPD, just fucking do it. Why not? The head of the fire department just stepped down because of Zoran. So fucking throw Curtis a bone. Curtis seems like he's from an 80s movie about the future. He feels like he's in Escape from New York or something.
Yeah. As a little kid, I wanted to be a guardian angel. I wanted to work for him. As a little kid, I was like, "Oh, cool! You can be a vigilante." And
you know what? He does. He is like a TMNT character, so I see why you would want to be.
Yeah, he'll take you to a basement where they have an arcade cabinet and a pool table.
Yeah, it looks like everyone's gonna have baseball bats. Yeah,
you can smoke cigarettes as a teenager.
This is really funny. So on Halloween, I was in LA, so Slee was not as big, but everyone still knows who he is. It was a big national.
Yeah, this
thing.
was weirdly a huge. My family knew who Curtis Sliwa was this time, and which was odd to me.
So my friend on Halloween was dressed as a character from Last of Us, who's going to be in the new season. He's a big gamer, and he dressed like this character from Last of Us that he didn't realize is based on Curtis Sliwa, because it's a guy with a white T-shirt and a red band and a red beret. So he's walking around Hollywood in his costume of this guy from Last of Us, and the only thing anyone thinks he is Curtis Sliwa.
That's so funny. That's amazing.
Who we did not know who that was.
That happened once when I tried to dress up like Cliff Booth from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and everyone's like, "Oh, you're Ace Ventura," and I was like, "All right, I guess I'm fucking."
That's also a great costume.
You know what? I was like, it was because my wig looked. It was, you know how wigs never can do thin hair like Brad Pitt's kind of. It's always very thick.
Yeah.
So it looked more like Ace Ventura.
You source the hair from Middle Eastern and Southeast Asian countries.
Do you know who Cliff Booth is? Real quick, do you know who Cliff Booth is based on? Loosely?
Yeah, you were telling me about this at Gas Digital, but yeah, you should.
It's one of my favorite names of all time, Judo Gene LaBelle.
Gene LaBelle, who's that?
He was one of the greatest martial artists of his day. He was the best ground fighter alive, but he was just this little ugly dude who could fuck up anyone. He was a fight coordinator on Under Siege, and when Steven Seagal got mouthy, he knocked him out or choked him out.
Good.
Oh, nice.
How can that be? Steven Seagal is so strong and good
at fighting.
Steven Seagal wanted to see what happens when he deals with a real judo dude, and that's what happens.
Oh, $1.99 from Drew Huntley. Can we see how Dave's window back?
Really $2.
No. That's going to be too much work for me to pick up.
$2, Robbie's third cousin. Do you have any pets, Dave?
No, my last pet, I had a snake for 20 years that died.
Whoa.
Finally.
I didn't know that.
Got it in college. I was like, wow. I remember getting it being 20 years, huh? Yeah, I'm sure that's fine.
That's a good long life for a snake. I didn't know they
lived that long either.
I don't know snake science.
Damn, God is such a bitch. He made snakes live 20 years and dogs live 8.
Yeah.
What the hell, man?
Yeah, it's the cruel irony that God has tortured us with, for all time.
You'd think God would hate snakes.
Well, right. I guess
this is that bitch Eve's fault. I fucking knew it.
Well, I guess it is, it's like a cruel punishment to the snake, or it's, because The snake has more longevity, but it has to be a snake for 20 years.
Right.
Slithering around on its belly.
Mhm.
Look, if I wanted to hang out with a snake every day for 10 years, I would have hung out at the stand more often.
Oh,
I'd say, hey, that's a good stage time.
Great food, honestly.
What does this mean? Oh,
No,
this
I went to the stand after.
That one
Okay.
guy's abusing his dog. $5. I think he's talking about Hassan Piker.
Oh yeah, that guy.
Were you gonna, Robbie? You had some hot goss about the stand.
Oh no, I just went there. I was like, I don't want to drink. I forced myself to go. There was like an open bar, and like I saw on the reservations list I saw Jim Gaffigan and Ivy Woke, and I was like, well, I guess I'm going. This sounds great. I got there, it was full. I saw it was so packed. And I like immediately turned around, and then I ran into an LA comic, completely flubbed an interaction, talked to Jacob Williams for like 10 minutes, and then I left. I was like, I was right. I shouldn't have fucking gone to that. That's
Yeah, I don't, Dave. What, Dave?
But I guess my hot goss is that Sam Morrill was there.
Oh, Dave, do you do stand up, or do you like doing stand up, or do you primarily work as a writer? Don't you?
I do stand up, but no, I don't like it. I've like it's complicated because I still open for Pete and stuff, and I still do shows sometimes.
That's awesome.
And I like actively avoid it. I actively avoid doing stand up because it's not really my career. It's not like it pays my bills, and it's like I don't want to be okay. It's like if you're gonna do it, you should do it all the time so you can be great at it, and that would be the biggest waste of my time.
Right.
So that's why I'm like I'm not excited to do it for that reason. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. It does feel like I've gravitated more to doing the roast stuff than the stand-up stuff for a similar reason. It feels like it's more like productive and like furthers my career more.
I used to be enamored with this idea of like developing a craft or being an artist or whatever, what have you. Like that was my approach to stand-up.
The only craft I thought you respected was macaroni and cheese.
Well, that and the craft single for cheeseburgers. I think that the American cheese, the craft single, is perfect for a cheeseburger.
Yeah,
it melts better than any other cheese.
Well, Dalton, if you keep working on your craft, I do think you'll win an Oscar. Meyer.
Anyway, I did eventually, especially after my brain accident, my brain injury, and I had to figure out what I'm going to do with my life. I did get to a point where I said, I guess I can respect anybody who's like trying to hone in a craft or be good at something. But for me, where I am in my life, I got to think, what's going to actually make me any money? And it turns out where I found purchase previously and now is some kind of podcasting or live streaming, this kind of thing. So, I guess you land where you land.
Yeah, Loud Boys did help us out a lot more than like years of doing mics and
years of doing stand up. I think helped me develop a sense of humor and made me like.
It's also a great tool to have. I think I'm very good at stand up now, and it took a long time to get there, but I'm proud of that skill for sure. But as far as like the grind of going to mics and getting on shows and stuff, I guess I let that habit slip.
I will never do another open mic ever again. Mm-hmm. So if when I return to stand up, triumphantly return to stand up,
the Insult Comic Dog,
the Insult Comic Dogly, I'll leverage whatever success I have on I'll leverage any success I have on the internet to make a club book us, me and you, Robbie, and
that'd
whatever, whoever else is involved.
Sal,
for a fucking show rather than having to, because it's also like trying to navigate those waters of like doing open mics and then getting booked for a bar show and then somehow getting to a place where you're actually getting paid to do it. It's hard.
It's very hard.
And it's
do you want us to flip to the Patreon?
I suppose so. Yeah.
Yeah, Dave, you can join us if you'd like, or we can let you go. Either one.
I can hang out. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, we'll. What is this? $10 from Good Vibes provided. This is a question for you, Dave. Dave, do you ever write about the scourge of young pervs / ill boys thinking they're girls and how they're trying to invade little girl spaces?
Interesting.
You don't feel like you have to answer that. I mean, you already got the money.
Well, my important question for that is now. This is your guys' show. Do you know this user? because it's very hard to tell often, is that a earnest transphobe or someone making fun of them? Because
we know him. We know him in as much as he gives us money, and he is of means. Like, he has a lot of money, I believe. I think he might be a little more right leaning than us.
So he's actually a transphobe.
He might be.
Okay.
I don't know.
I mean, I just think it's funny how it's really weird how much the Republican Party wants to make their ideology entirely about opposition to a few thousand strangers dressing as women. Like it, and like I'm saying, like it's so weird to me that this means so much to them, because like
Right.
we were all, look, every little boy, at least when I was a kid, was homophobic and thought that trans people were crazy, because a third of every joke on sitcoms was about how a man in a dress is the craziest, nuttiest, most hilarious thing in the world.
I mean, that's all. That's not just sitcoms. That's Shakespeare. Like every Shakespeare comedy was like a man.
We were raised on like the worst possible thing that could happen to you is you be gay.
Yes,
which
was in itself progressive, because the previous generation just thought it was a choice.
That's true. That's a good point.
Yes.
Look, and life is about progress. I have to pee, so if we can maybe put this in for a land.
All right. Well, yeah. I guess that answers the question. Is we're very pro-trans here, and we think it's weird to define yourself by that which you oppose. So
that's a good point, Dalton.
Yes.
At least the people who define themselves as being anti-immigrant, at least there's a lot of immigrants. It's bad, it's stupid, but at least they're a large group of people, as opposed to like, to imagine basing your life off hating someone that you have to spend a lot of time even finding.
It's the fucking internet. It's
you got to put on the fucking helmet from X-Men to even find trans people.
Yeah,
trans
Cerebro.
Yeah.
That's why they call him Ian Fine Dance.
So, but yeah, Robbie,
anything to
begging
plug?
to go to the Patreon.
All right,
so
at Robbie Goodwin. I am doing a Dan Wicks fiasco on Wednesday. If anyone wants to come out to that, I think I
am judging Dan Wicks's Grove roast on Wednesday. Yeah.
Okay, well, come see me and Dave.
Well, Robbie, we still have to do that. We got to do the Patreon shout outs first.
Okay, yeah.
We'll do that.
I am going to go pee. I have to.
Patreon.com/The Crowder Boys. We will be changing the name at some point because it's the algorithm. But if you subscribe to the $10 tier and up on the Patreon, you get a shout out, and we do the shout outs every week. So our $50 tier, we have one subscriber there. It's MC Downtrend. And then our $10 subscribers are JCG, Ray Mones, Scotty MTL, Trevin Baker, Aaron Gutenplan, Drew Huntley, Vincente Caprini, Broke Degen. Those two are the same guy, and he might be dead. Johan, Bad Bart, Textbook, Lee Rector, damn near killed her. Skankfest Nola, Here I Come. Broseph Smith, James Worrell, Robbie's third Patreon, Little Goblin Fella, Fana, White Boy Kumia, Drew Huntley again, Keenan Womack, Robert Goodwin Jr., I think that's Robbie's dad, Joseph D, and R3C2. So it's patreon.com/The Crowder Boys for as little as $5 a month. You can subscribe, get access to all the premium live streams, premium episodes, and bonus content. And then we have $10 tier and a $50 tier. And then the if you want to order merchandise, we have the store, which is bpnmart.com. Please order some shirts and stickers. bpnmart.com. Once again, thank you to Dave Cyrus for joining us this week, and we're gonna head to the Patreon now. Patreon.com/The Crowder Boys. Thank you. I'm ending this stream now. It's ending.